Assassin's Creed Shadows dropped its trailer and the internet exploded, and not in a good way. YouTubers slammed it, Reddit lit on fire, even cultural historians came out of the woodworks. Everyone had a hot take and most of them were scorching. And honestly, I was right there with them. Janky animations, horses moving like glitchy Roombas, and the combat looked like it was stuck in pre-alpha limbo. I watched the trailers and I thought, this can't be it, right? But here's the twist. I didn't walk away because something kept bugging me, like a whisper in the back of my mind. What if everyone's wrong? So I dug deeper and I played it and I gave it a real shot. And what I found, underneath all that noise and negativity, there's something really worth playing here. Smart stealth, heavy-hitting voice acting, a combat system that, while not flawless, actually feels pretty good, like surprisingly good. So if you're hovering on that fence, unsure whether to hit play or pass, stay with me, because in this video we're slicing through the hate and finding out what Assassin's Creed Shadows is really all about.
Oda Nobunaga took everything I loved. He will not escape.
Their soldiers kill everyone.
Allow me to go.
He's a formidable warrior.
And so deserving of a warrior's death.
Is there anything that one's given life does not perish?
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Was Yasuke a samurai or not? Unfortunately, the only major source on this topic is currently under heavy scrutiny and we don't really know how credible his research is, so truthfully, there's no definitive answer. But here's the real question, does it even matter? Let's not forget, we're talking about a video game. Unless it's specifically designed to be a one-to-one historical documentary, creative liberties are always going to be part of the package. I don't remember people complaining when Assassin's Creed Odyssey let you play as a female Spartan who ran around fighting mystical creatures and stopping wars. I didn't see any Norse scholars raising concerns when Valhalla had a Viking diving headfirst into alien technology tied to ancient religions. And come on, do we actually believe the Assassin Brotherhood and Templars were a real historical organization? Of course not. It's fiction. Always has been. So why is Assassin's Creed Shadows suddenly under the microscope? Personally, I don't care if it's historically accurate or not, because at the end of the day, it's just a video game. So when I talk about the story, the dialogue, and the voice acting, I'm doing so with the understanding that, yes, this game is set in a real time period, with reference to real people and events, but it's still a fictional piece of entertainment.
Goro? This family drama is hard to follow.
So there will be spoiler points in this section, mostly just through a bit of Act 2, and if you don't want that, then just go to the next timestamp. Assassin's Creed Shadows follows two protagonists, Naoe, an Egan shinobi trained by her father who had her home invaded by the army of Nobunaga. Her family and clan is eventually wiped out, with her being the only survivor from that battle. Originally tasked with protecting a box, she is caught by a gang of 13 members who kill her father in front of her and take the box she was guarding. Her end goal is to take revenge on these people, who are known as the Shinbakufu, as well as find and retrieve the box to keep her promise to her father. Yasuke has been in Japan for a few months now under the Portuguese, under his baptized name Diogo. During that time, he did not slack off and actually took the time to learn the native language. This, coupled with how alert he was to the dangers of the room and having a different skin color, interested Nobunaga enough that he approved of the Portuguese monks' request to travel freely in the land as long as they pay their dues and leave Diogo with him. And then we fast forward a bit and find that Yasuke was actually at the forefront of the war against Iga, killing Naoe's clan with no mercy. Suka, you may be asking me. I thought Yasuke was a playable character. If he was there wiping out Naoe's people, why do they work together? Wouldn't that be hard to do?
Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really?
But the moment that really hit me was when Naoe and Yasuke finally faced off. You could see it. You could feel the emotion they were trying to convey. This happened after Naoe's failed assassination attempt on Nobunaga, an act manipulated by the traitor Mitsuhide. Yasuke had recognized the hidden blade on Naoe and oddly enough felt compelled to seek Naoe out because he was told to trust the ones with the blade and follow them. Who tells him that? Well, you'll find out if you play the game. He finds her, he asks for forgiveness for what he did in Iga, and he pleads for a chance to redeem himself by helping hunt down those responsible for forcing his lord to commit seppuku. Naoe, filled with rage and grief, draws her sword, ready to take his head without a second thought.
Forgive? You killed my neighbors, my friends, everyone I ever knew and loved. And now you beg forgiveness? Look at me. I said, look at me! I'm going to stick your head on an Egan spear. So until the crows take your eyes, you can see the pain you've left in your wake.
But then Junjiro steps in and he drops a bit of truth on her. If she kills Yasuke, condemning him as a monster for what he did to her people and the Iga chief, then what does that make her? Because here's the twist. Naoe was the one who killed Junjiro's father. Their relationship was clearly meant to be heartwarming and sweet, but honestly, the game didn't build that connection well enough. I never fully felt like we earned that emotional payoff. Junjiro was Naoe's primary caretaker after she and her father were attacked by the Shinbaku. Together with a lone monk hiding away in a temple, they treated her until she was healed. During this time, Naoe and Junjiro grew closer as siblings would. Then again, I'm not entirely sure how much time passed during her recovery at the temple, so maybe they got close enough during that time skip, so let's just roll with it. Through Junjiro, Naoe learns to forgive, and that opens the door for Yasuke to join the league. From here, we finally get the switch between both characters. This whole scene is a perfect example of an emotional high point of this story. There are a few of these scattered throughout the game, and honestly, they're really well written and beautifully acted. The voice actors for Naoe and Yasuke absolutely nailed it. They brought real weight to important moments like this.
No, you are the liar. You killed my family.
I have killed many people. I did it to make us strong. One shining sword under heaven with a single destiny. Not for this Shinbaku. For the country!
You slaughtered innocents!
Such a blade cannot be forged without fire.
That isn't to say the rest of the script for all the other scenes are perfect. A good majority of the interactions with the side characters are very awkward to listen to. One example is when Naoe is looking for the Shinbaku member who uses a teppo. And we had a lead on the teppo gunsmith, and after some investigating we find and confront them.
You are testing my patience. Do you know what I am? My people are born to kill. I am Shinobi.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
I understand their side characters, and this isn't a pivotal part of the main story, but I believe this interaction could have been executed more effectively. Act 2 primarily revolves around hunting down 11 members of the Shinbaku. Depending on your perspective, this can feel either excessive or insufficient. By the time I reached the 7th target, the missions began to feel repetitive. I found myself progressing through side quests merely to unlock additional ones, all leading up to the next assassination, and this cycle starts to diminish the excitement. That said, some side quests and mini stories stood out. For instance, the mission involving the Teppo user required infiltrating a tea ceremony. This wasn't a simple task. It involved acquiring an appropriate attire and learning proper etiquette, which we then applied during the ceremony. It's evident that the developers consulted Japanese history experts, as the game is pretty rich with authentic traditions and cultural nuances. Another memorable quest was identifying the wise among 3 potential leaders. This mission added a layer of mystery and deduction, breaking the monotony of straightforward assassinations. However, I believe trimming the Shinbaku targets by at least 2 could have streamlined the experience without sacrificing depth. Beyond the somewhat disjointed dialogue and the lack of a cohesive plot in Act 2, the most compelling narrative stemmed from Naoe's and Yasuke's personal quests. Naoe's journey delves into her discovery of her mother's legacy and the origins of the Assassin Brotherhood in Japan. Yasuke's quests, on the other hand, shed light on his arrival in Japan and his entanglement with the Templar Order. These personal arcs provided profound character development. Experiencing Naoe's and Yasuke's growth throughout the game was genuinely rewarding and added a much needed emotional depth to the overarching narrative. One of my favorite story moments is Yasuke's training flashback. In this sequence, he battles to reclaim his master's katana, a scene that's both emotionally charged and visually stunning. It beautifully showcases his transformation from an outsider mocked for his size and inexperience to a disciplined warrior, earning respect through sheer determination and skill. So with the freedom to tackle any target you want, tossing us into a random jumble of singular story plots in the various parts of Japan that we get to explore, we do find amazing writing here and there, and by the end of it, I really did enjoy the story.
Hakuna silaha itafanikiwa kuzidi yangu. Nifunike na nguvu, nifunike na mwanga, napofuata kisu.
Naoe and Yasuke were promised to provide completely different playstyles from each other, and I have to admit they did a phenomenal job here. Naoe is the perfect shinobi who excels in mobility and assassinations. That doesn't mean she can't hold herself in combat. You can very well just go through the front door and take down anyone who comes after you. Just be sure you have the blocking and dodging down, or like a piece of paper, she'll get ripped apart just after 1 or 2 hits. The sneaking portion of the game is actually fantastic. The amount of animation quality for Naoe's parkour is amazing, and access to the grappling hook makes climbing multiple levels much easier, allowing us to maintain a height advantage over our targets. I do also love the fact that at night we are completely invisible in the shadows, unless someone is close to us. This further expands the areas that we can walk through to either sneak past or take down our enemies. Paired with 4 different tools, we are given different ways to infiltrate a castle. Yasuke was created to be a polar opposite of Naoe. He's huge, loud, and as graceful as a boulder. But in return, he's strong and can take multiple hits before he's knocked down. I already mentioned the parry and dodge mechanics, which also opens up the enemy to being vulnerable if timed right. We also get 2 weapon abilities and 1 class ability that we can activate in combat with different effects. On top of that, if Yasuke has a teppo equipped, he can access it like how Naoe can use her tools, as well as call in some help from our allies that we unlock through side story content. Combat feels snappy and responsive, and the weight behind every hit feels fantastic. The only thing I do wish we had though was the ability to instantly take someone down like in past Assassin's Creed games. Remember as Ezio when we would be surrounded by guards and we would take them down after a parry every time? I absolutely loved doing that. If you played God of War, Arkham Asylum, Doom even, then you know what I'm talking about. Now, just because Yasuke is great at combat, we also can't discount his ability to infiltrate a castle silently. Well, semi-silently. He has many build options for his teppo and bow, which allows him to take out targets from afar, which allows you to pretty much clear a castle completely without setting foot near anyone. As for close quarters assassinations, I probably wouldn't do that with Yasuke. He's a bit loud in that regard.
Huh?
You're a long way from home.
Let's talk about music now. I remember watching Asmongold's video reacting to a gameplay trailer, and we all noted how it was pretty interesting that Ubisoft decided that they should add a hip-hop theme to Yasuke, and that was pretty much a bit, racist. Yeah, it was kind of weird, but I'm gonna be honest. Thunderdrum with Tiggs the author created some goddamn bangers, and so many cutscenes in the game were enhanced by their music. I get goosebumps whenever I hear this song. Also, let's not forget about Teke, who created some absolutely amazing songs, which made me think of Kill Bill the whole time as I played through Naoe's story areas. I again got goosebumps hearing a lot of their songs, like this one. Last but not least, we had The Flight, who created a ton of the original music for the atmospheric portions of the game. The main theme is absolutely amazing on top of the other tracks. I love a game with good music in it. Music absolutely enhances any gaming experience in my opinion. Assassin's Creed Shadows faced considerable controversy and became the subject of numerous jokes even before its release. Much of the pre-launch criticism centered around the inclusion of Yasuke, a black samurai, as one of the main protagonists. Some fans questioned the historical accuracy of this choice. The backlash included accusations of the game being woke and sparked debates about cultural representation and authenticity. Additionally, the game faced scrutiny for other cultural inaccuracies and design choices, leading to widespread discussions and even petitions calling for its cancellation.
It's good.
Yeah, it's gonna be flat.
Great. Okay, we got 1 point on the board.
While there are aspects that could benefit from improvement, the overall experience offers a comprehensive Assassin's Creed adventure that fans have long awaited. The dual narratives of Naoe and Yasuke provided contrasting yet complementary perspectives, enhancing the depth of the storyline. Naoe's stealth-based missions immerse players in traditional Japanese practices, reflecting the game's commitment to cultural authenticity. Conversely, Yasuke's path offers a powerful exploration of his journey as a black samurai, delving into the themes of identity and belonging. Despite some repetitive mission structures and areas where the narrative could be more cohesive, Assassin's Creed Shadows stands out as a significant entry in the franchise. The game's ability to intertwine historical fiction with engaging gameplay makes it a noteworthy addition to the series. Taking all aspects into account, it not only honors the legacy of the series, but also pushes its boundaries, offering players a rich and rewarding experience. So I can confidently say that I can recommend Assassin's Creed Shadows.
To me